Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboard. I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie, West Side Story. This is the new remake of the 1961 classic, this time it's directed by Steven Spielberg, and this one pretty much, it's not a shot-for-shot remake, but it's a beat-for-beat remake, where pretty much it follows the exact same story as the original, and everything. It don't really stray too much from it, and I know that they changed some of the order that some of the songs appeared and stuff. Like, I think they did that in like some of the settings and stuff to make it more like the play and everything, from what I understand. But for the most part, this is pretty much the exact same story as the original and everything. So it's about the Jets and the Sharks, two rival gangs who are fighting over the streets of New York, wanting to be like the ones that own the streets and everything. The Jets are a white gang led by Riff, and the Sharks are a Puerto Rican gang led by Bernardo. And in the midst of all this, one of the former Jet members who helped co-found the Jets with Riff, Tony, falls in love with Bernardo's sister, Maria, and they kind of have a forbidden love going on, and all while their friends and family are her brother and his friends and Tony's friends are all fighting over who's gonna get to run the streets of New York City and everything. It is pretty much a beat for beat remake. Like I said, it's not really shot for shot, but it follows the story pretty much down to a T and everything. Some of the songs are in different orders though and everything, but the cast in here are all really, really good in here. Ansel Elgort plays Tony in this one, and I think he did a pretty good job. I actually think he was better than the actor that played Tony in the original version. I actually liked him a lot better, and that's just probably because I think Ansel Elgort is a pretty good actor, and I've liked him in everything I've seen him in. I know he has some dark stuff going on in his personal life that I didn't even know about until right before this movie came out. I don't really want to say what it is, just because I don't want to take a chance of getting demonetized, but he supposedly has done some really bad things, so and I hope that doesn't affect this movie for people though, because this movie is really good, and I think he gave a really good performance, although he wasn't even the highlight of the movie. I'll get to that in a minute, but I think all of the cast in here were great, and all the ones that played the main characters. David Alvarez as Bernardo is really, really great. He did a really good job playing the character. I like how he was written more in this one. To me, he had more of a personality. A lot of the main characters, to me, had more to do in this movie, and I like that about it. And Mike Faced as Riff is pretty good too. I don't know where I've seen some of these actors from, because I know a lot of them look really familiar, and they're probably just new up-and-comers that I might have seen in small roles here and there, but both of them were really good. And excuse me, Ariana Debosey, I think is how you say her name. I've heard a lot about her. I haven't really seen much that she was in, but I know a lot of people have been talking about her in recent years, and she was really good in this movie as Anita. I think she fit the role perfectly. And Rita Moreno, who played Anita in the original version, is in here playing Valentina, who is kind of the stand-in for one of the characters from the original movie. I think his name was man, what was his name? My mind just totally went blank. Just a second, I'm gonna have to look it up. But she's really good in here too. I honestly think she could get an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress again. I think she was nominated back in when the original came out too, but she was really good in this movie. I really liked her, and I think she had a lot more. It was Doc is the name of the original guy. That's who it was. My mind just totally went blank for some reason. But she kind of takes over the character of Doc, except her name is Valentina instead. And she really is good in this movie. She's a supporting role, but she's really great in here, just like she was in the original. She was really great as Anita, and I do like some of the changes that they do make in here, because they do make some slight changes. I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to ruin it for fans who haven't seen it yet, but there are certain little details and things that they do change a little bit to make it fit a modern audience, and it's nothing that ruins the story or anything. I think it was a good way to take the story in a tiny bit of a new direction, but like I said, they don't really do a lot different with the story. They keep it pretty good. And the songs in here are just as good in this one as they were in the original and everything. My biggest complaint is the placing of I Felt Pretty, which I think is now I'm not sure where it was at in the play, but I know in the original movie it's not at the part that it is in this one and everything. They have that song playing. They have that song after that big rambling scene between the rumble. I don't know why I said rumble scene between the Jets and the Sharks, and there's like a big musical number for I Feel Pretty right after it, and to me, I think that having it right after that scene kinda was weird, because it's like a really catchy and happy moment in the movie that I felt like, and as soon as it ended, the everything that happened at the Rumble starts playing out into the story after that scene. It's like, I kind of wish that they wouldn't have done it that way. I think it would have just fit better a little bit earlier in the movie, but aside from that though, I don't really have a lot of complaints. And the highlight of this entire movie, which I know a lot of people have been talking about her for a long time, and I've been following her on YouTube for a while, ever since she was announced to be cast in here, but Rachel Zegler as Maria is absolutely perfect in the role. To me, she actually outdid Natalie Wood, and I'm a huge Natalie Wood fan. Anybody who knows me knows I love Natalie Wood, but Rachel Zegler was just absolutely amazing in here, and she really does give a really great performance in everything. This is her first movie. She has been seen doing music and stuff on her YouTube channel and everything. I've watched that a lot. Like I said, ever since they announced the casting that she's a YouTuber and stuff, I've watched her channel, and I think that the wait, this 3 or 4 year wait of having to wait to see what her performance is going to be like, really paid off, because she gave a really amazing performance. In fact, I'd be very surprised if she doesn't get an Oscar nomination, and she's good enough in here that I think she could win and be one of those rare stars that actually wins an Oscar for their first role. She would really deserve it, and I can't wait to see what they do with her next. I mean, she's a really great actress, and I wasn't looking forward to the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs remake that Disney's doing, and everything, not because of her casting. It was one of those it's one of the ones that I just not that excited for as far as the live action remakes go. I love the original, don't really think it needs to be remade, but knowing that she's playing Snow White, I'm more excited for that remake now than I am any of the other upcoming Disney remakes, because she's just absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see her as Snow White. I think they got somebody really perfect that's going to be able to pull that off as well. We'll see. And she's going to be in Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which is awesome too. So hopefully she's an actress that we'll be seeing plenty more of along down the line. She is really amazing in this movie, and every time she's on screen, she just steals the show and everything. And you can kind of tell in the trailers that there was something special about her, but watching the movie, there's just she's one of those actresses. I honestly will be surprised if we don't see more of her and she doesn't become one of the biggest names in Hollywood, because she is amazing. And I had the same vibes on her as I would have if I had seen E.T. back in when it originally came out, with seeing Drew Barrymore in that and everything. There was just something really special about her. Man, Spielberg's directing is amazing. He's always really great and stuff, but his directing is always really great. But this movie, it's some of his best, and especially a long time. And there's like this one shot where Tony is like standing in this puddle and everything, and the way the camera is looking down on the puddle and you see his reflection and stuff, it's like just a really, really beautiful shot. One of the best scenes in the entire movie and everything. It's only a small little scene. I think it's during the scene when he's singing Maria and everything, but it's just a really, really well done shot and everything. It looks amazing, and I was really surprised with this movie. And I should have known that I was going to like it, because I love Spielberg, and I know he wouldn't be making the movie if he didn't feel like it was worth being told again and everything. And I know when I reviewed the original the other night, I was like, it's going to take a lot to beat it. And I don't know that I could say this is better than the original. I'm going to have to rewatch both of them back to back sometime here. Maybe once this one gets out on Blu-ray, I'll watch them back to back to really fully be able to say which one I think is better. But this is a really, really great remake. In fact, it's probably in my top 5 favorite remakes of all time. It's a really, really great movie, and it's getting a lot of backlash and stuff because there is Spanish dialogue in here without English subtitles and everything. Spielberg wanted to do that because he didn't want the English language to be overpowering the Spanish language. He thought it'd be fair to make both languages not have dialogue, have subtitles and everything, which I think is a really unique choice and everything. And the media is making it out to be like half of the movie is in Spanish, and it really isn't. Like you can understand what they're saying, even if you don't speak Spanish, you can understand what they're saying and stuff. Like the movie is written well enough and acted well enough. You know what's going on in the scenes throughout the movie where they do speak Spanish and stuff. But I love this movie, and it's probably my favorite movie of the year so far. I don't know if Spider-Man No Way Home will beat it or not. We'll have to wait and see. That's the only other movie out this year that I think could beat it. My excitement for this was just kind of mediocre, because I'm not like I wasn't a huge fan of the original for a long time, partially because I watched it too much in high school, and I did kind of think it was a little overrated back then. But rewatching it recently made me fall back in love with that movie, and this one I fell in love with instantly. And all the problems I did have with the original aren't really in here, like the pacing issues that I had with the original one. The movie is about the same length, and to me it flew by fast. There wasn't 1 minute in this movie that I was bored or wanting to look at the clock on my phone or anything like that. I didn't feel bored at all. In fact, it felt like it flew by and everything. For being over 2.5 hours, it went by quickly. And it's just a really, really great movie. It has a very sad ending, which if you've seen the original, you know what to expect and everything. But to me, it was even more heartbreaking in this movie, which that was one thing that in the original that I did love, was like the ending and how dark and sad it is. And like there was a glimmer of hope at the end of that one, and there is in this one too, which I like that. And that was where Natalie Wood's performance shined really well, was at the end of that one. And I think that Rachel Zegler's performance at the end of this one shines just as much. But I think all in all, she was just the better Maria. and everything. I really, really love this movie, and everything. So I'd say I'd give the new West Side Story a 9.5 out of 10. I think that's the same that I gave the first one. But to me, it's a really great movie, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it again. I might go see it again in the theater sometime in the next few weeks. Maybe I'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of other movies coming out that I want to see, so I don't know if I'll make it around to seeing it again or not. But I know as soon as it gets out on Blu-ray, I'm definitely going to want to buy it, because it's a really, really great movie. And everything. I'm also hoping to get the soundtrack before too long too, because the songs are just so great in here, and everything. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Yeah!